Hi class. So, welcome to our discussion of our modules and our entire Canvas setup. Here, as you can see, once you start to get into our Canvas page for History 141, you're greeted with this nice primary source painting, right, that I found from the Meiji Restoration in Japan. And then below here, you're greeted to a little kind of welcome, little paragraph, etc. But let's look through some of the main, usages of the Canvas course and shell and what to do, so that everyone is on the same page in the first week and moving forward into the other weeks. So, modules is going to be our main, main hub, right? This is going to be ground zero for all of us. And on a daily/weekly basis, all of our main assignments are going to be here and our discussion questions and everything else. So modules is going to be the place. As far as lecture material goes, I have my Google Slides, right, with my various lectures set up. They can go here in Google Slides on the very top module, click the link. You're going to be transported to my own private shell over here, right? I haven't uploaded them as of yet, but I will soon. And so on your own spare time, you can go through and kind of review all of my lectures. Now I will be, on top of having all my Google Slides here, right, with all of the kind of, written lecture material and the videos and everything implemented like I usually would for regular class. I will also upload videos, right, of myself doing lecture in long form of those Google Slides. So I would say this class is going to be a 3, stage course for every week. So do the reading first and foremost, and then after that, if you want to go and listen to my lecture of the Google Slides, might as well knock it out, right? So I'll be going through slide by slide and doing a lecture in between, interconnecting all of the various points and all the main things that we should be looking forward to, right? So that's in our Google Slides there. Below here we have our extra credit assignment. You can review that at any time and submit it at any time throughout the summer. That the class is going to be running for, and that's can be an extra 2% of our overall grade. Now, this is a really cool primary source assignment that I thought up of, and it essentially asks you to describe your experiences during COVID and turning that into a primary source, right? So you detailing what has been going on in the world, in the newsreels, what you've been noticing yourself on a daily basis, right? Kind of how life has changed. Everyone is wearing masks now, right? Etc. So hopefully 5 or 10 or 15 years down the road, you can, see what you wrote or the video you took of yourself detailing your experiences, and it will be a nice primary source, kind of blast from the past, if you will. Here we have our getting started module. And so definitely go through this. This gives you, a nice overview of everything. Over here at the very bottom of the module view, I did it for my other class, but I'm going to put up a kind of class discussion and kind of module review thing or whatever. So this video is going to be embedded in there, and so that'll be at the very kind of end of your student orientation, right before we get into the modules, and then we're going to be getting into week 1, right? Resurgence of Greco-Roman heritage. I'm going to have everything neatly laid out week by week, so we're not going to get it too jumbled or confused. And so we'll just have week 1, and then 2, 3, and so on and so forth. Over here, I'm going to post up a link later of the week's lecture that I'm going to have. And I've been uploading a couple of these things on YouTube already, so I'm going to put up more of them on YouTube because I love the automatic captioning they have at the bottom. And yeah, so you can go through that, and I'll be lecturing through the slides, right, and kind of detailing things that need to be said and detailed in between. And then here we have a few things that we need to kind of cover. So here we go. So we have how to connect to Pronto and downloading the Canvas app for your phone. So Pronto is a group texting app based, and I have a screenshot here of how to get there from my other class. But in essence, go to Pronto. It's over here on the bottom left-hand corner, right? And so you can click that, go through your GCC email, set things up nicely. And so, as we're going through the class, let's say if you have a random question on Wednesday night, and you're asking yourself, wait, on Thursday, do we have anything due, right? Because I'm not sure. You could just either, message the class or send me a direct message through Pronto, and it's like a quick office hours type of thing, right? And I can answer pretty quickly. And so you can connect through that way. And then the Canvas app itself, which looks like this in the the Apple App Store. The Canvas student app itself is really convenient and nice because you can quickly just see where your grades are, what the due dates are, what kind of assignments there are, etc. And so if you're just out and about, and let's say I emailed everyone through Canvas, right, just to kind of do an update or a reminder or an announcement, that'll pop up on your phone. So you don't have to like dig in through your GCC emails and like try to look through any communication stuff. We're just going to be directly communicating through Canvas most of the time. /Pronto, right, whatever you're feeling comfortable with. Uploading Canvas photo and writing the biography, right, which is the kind of second little sub module thing here. It's not necessary for points because I did not have them do it worth any points like previous semesters, but I think it's still nice to have because it makes the class so much more immersive, right? And so uploading a photograph of yourself, or if you're not comfortable with that, let's say any type of photo of your favorite anime character or movie character, whatever, right? Something to personalize you and yourself towards this. And then writing a biography about yourself below. So if you go in the upper left-hand corner, right, for account, you can click account, and then go to profile over here. And then you can just edit your profile, right? And just write in whatever it is that you need or want. And so here, right, you can kind of read through like my experience, right, with life and through GCC and, my bachelor's and my master's, etc. And so feel free to, share whatever it is you want to share. Do you want to, just spitballing here. Do you want to say that you are an engineering student, your fun hobbies are, doing gaming and going to camping throughout the world, and your favorite movie is Gladiator, right? Because you love ancient Rome or something, right? Just some fun little tidbits about yourself. It'll make the class experience, much more fun and interactive. Moving on to our mandatory check-in assignment. So in the week 1 module is going to be over here, right? So our mandatory check-in assignment. This is a very important thing to note. On a weekly basis, during these next 8 weeks of ours, typically I will upload everything on Monday and have things ready for you on Monday. And assignments and all the discussion questions and whatever else is going to be due on Sunday. So you have all weekend to work on them. The first week is different because it is an online class, and per state regulations and law, we need a check-in assignment. And so for an 8-week class such as ours, the check-in assignment is due on Thursday, June 18th. So the first week of class. And this is vital because failure to submit it by Thursday, June 18th by 11:59 p.m. will result in an automatic drop from the class, right? And so it doesn't matter what was going on in your life. It doesn't matter what, you forgot or you overslept. You have to get it in. Otherwise, it's just per state regulation, right? I have to drop you. So definitely make sure you have that in. And so the check-in assignment is going to be these 3 questions over here. Like choose one image or source or anything of a specific time period that like speaks to you. Talk to a family member. Talk about your history. Where are you guys from? How'd you come here to the U.S., right? This kind of can really kind of hone in, let's say, the world history aspect of our class and personalize it towards ourselves. And then number 3, find an online article, right, from the newsreels, and try to relate something to the modern day, right? So if you want to talk about anything happening in Africa right now, Ukraine, Asia, with Brexit, whatever, right? You can just, post up the article and, discuss the merits and arguments that the article is having. And then everyone will post this up by Thursday. And then you have till Sunday, June 21st, to respond to 2 of your classmates' posts. So the idea here is that on Thursday you will post it, and then you'll have a couple of days and the entire weekend to scour through all of the submissions and responses, and you can comment on them, right? Agree, disagree, but keep it civil, right, in your commentaries. And then last but not least, here we have the week 1 discussion questions. So typically on a regular week, these first 3 are not going to be here. I'll have a link with lecture video materials, and let's say the weekly discussion questions, maybe I'll post up like a quiz or something here and there, or maybe a video for you to watch with some extra questions, but that'll pretty much be kind of the weekly grind. And here we have the first kind of 3 questions to go through, right? I kept it easier. It's only 3 questions for the first time around, just because, right, it's the first week. We're kind of getting into things. And so for each of these questions, I want you to answer with at least 5 sentences, right? A nice small to medium-sized little paragraph. Make sure it's well written, has good detail, some dates, facts, important character names, right? And most importantly, give me some good analysis. I can definitely tell whether somebody read the material and put in some good faith effort and analysis into the responses. And I can definitely tell that somebody just kind of just said, oh wow, it's due in 2 minutes, I completely forgot about it, right? And just threw a Hail Mary in there. But definitely take your time, right? Finish the readings and try to answer as best as possible. And then after the discussion questions are in, get 2 of your classmates' responses in as usual. All of this is going to be due on Sundays, but I'm not going to, for the regular weeks, for all of our discussion questions, I'm not going to implement that like Thursday-Sunday split. I'll just keep it simpler. I just have to do that whole Thursday check-in assignment thing because of state policy. Otherwise, every week, you'll see something like this, the week 1 discussion cues, or week 2 or 3 or whatever. It'll be ready by Monday, and then you'll have all week and the weekend to type them up. Let's say go back in 3 days later or however many days and just see how many people responded, and then go and kind of respond to 2 of your classmates' assignments, right? It will be factored into grading. Speaking of grading, up here on the left-hand corner, you can look at your various kind of due dates and rubrics and stuff. So definitely go in just to see how grading is going to be done. Yeah, we can be all up to date there. Let's see, what else? Moving down to videos and readings. So videos and readings, it's not necessary for you to read through them or watch them, but I've posted them up there because it gives you a nice overview and context of things. I will typically try to steer away from like 45-minute monster documentaries, right? But like some clips here and there, 5 minutes, 3 minutes, whatever. It'll just give you some, nice additional context of the time period and what we're talking about, right? And so to really kind of get yourself involved in the class, and to make this a little bit more enjoyable, go through the videos. Sometimes I'll post an article in there too, like here, Leonardo da Vinci transformed mapping from art to science. Is from National Geographic. That's a cool thing for you to read. And then I'll have modern discussions. So I'll go through modern news sites and try to connect it to the past. So if we're talking about, right, the Renaissance in Italy and all of these, the bubonic plague and the Black Death, right, were and disease in general, right, was kind of rampant. And so I'm connecting that to COVID. And here we're having the killing of George Floyd, and how Europe now is re-examining its colonial history. And so I'll have all of these cool kind of articles talking about modern day stuff. And just like over here at the top where I have lecture with video, right, and I'll have a YouTube integrated link over here, I'll probably put up a link of me discussing modern discussions over here as well, in order to have like probably a 4 or 5 minute kind of wrap up discussion, and just detail my thoughts on what's going on. Feel free to go in to listen to it, read all of these articles, and I will definitely recommend for people to go in and comment on what's happening in the news, or post up your own articles, right, that you've been reading. It'll definitely make the class that much more fun and enjoyable. If I don't see that there's enough participation, I'll start making it worth points, right? Because once you hold people's feet to the fire, things always get done. But we'll see how that goes in the first week. First week will be like the test week for us. And I think that's pretty much. Let's go through. If you guys have not gone through the announcements yet, go through the welcome letter, right? If you need to just have a short, quick rundown of things as well. But the syllabus is going to be key for everyone. So let's go through the syllabus here real quick. Okay, as far as the syllabus goes, usually you're going to message me through Canvas if you have any questions. So over here on the left hand side, click inbox, and then you can email me, right? And so that's a very quick, easy thing for folks to do. But if you need to send me just like a private email, you could also email me here, whichever. I prefer just to keep everything into Canvas, but regardless. Office hours. Obviously, since this is an online course, we're not going to have in-person office hours as usual. And so please download the Pronto app, right, whenever you can. The Pronto app, actually, I don't know why it's not here, because it should be. Here it is. So the Pronto app is here on the left-hand side. So you can just click on Pronto, right? And through your GCC email and kind of just verifying things, set it up. And so essentially you download it onto your phone, right? It's a group texting app. And that can be our office hours. So you could essentially text the class or send me a private message and ask me whatever's going on and have some dialogue there. And it's a cool app. You can put like emojis and memes and GIFs and everything else. So it's fun and interactive. Obviously, do not do anything online that you would not do in an in-person class, because per GCC standards, online rhetoric and online behavior is going to be scrutinized as well, right, and held to high standards. So if I see any tomfoolery, right, things are not going to go well. I did put up some arbitrary time limits here, right, like 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. for Pronto, because nobody wants people getting into like a meme war at 2 or 3 a.m. and waking people up. So just be respectful of the hours, right? But if it's after or before any of this time, feel free to send me a private message so that the class does not get bothered. You can read my philosophy education here if you feel so inclined. The course description, etc., etc. Our textbook is going to be Boundless World History from CourseLumenLearning.com. It is a free text. You do not need to purchase anything. And so that's great. We're going to be going through the actual text and doing our readings. Speaking of such, let me actually show you what the book is going to look like since we're here. So this is what our textbook is going to look like. We're going to be starting off with the Renaissance over here and the rise of the nation states, and you can kind of go through and read, right? And so if, let's say, the reading is going to be the Renaissance, it's going to be all of these sub-individual chapters as well, and the rise of the nation states and all of these sub-chapters as well. So keep that in mind. Let's see about the course. So it's a 3-unit course, which means approximately 6 hours of work per week. The course is 100% online, which means that we are not in person. Nobody's going to be holding your feet to the fire to get work done. You have to be utilizing your own schedule and making sure that you are reading and studying and submitting assignments on time, right? That's the nature of the class. So definitely try to either make a calendar for yourself, write some type of time commitments. If some of you work better with putting things in like a physical calendar, right? And or doing a checklist, right? Whatever works for you. We're going to be doing this course from June 15th to August 7th. So it's 8 weeks. So it's going to be a nice 16-week class condensed into 8 weeks. And we'll kind of go over the syllabus and what that means. But typically, instead of doing 1 chapter a week and taking our time with it, we're going to be doing 2 chapters a week. I might sometimes throw in a third in there somewhere because the ideas are relevant. If there's a 3rd chapter in there, feel free to, obviously, read as much as you can. But if you're running low on time for the 3rd chapter, at least skim it, right, a bit. Now, the first week assignment, I think we already went over, but just to reiterate, you have to get that first week's check-in assignment in by Thursday by 11:59 p.m. or you will be dropped from the course. So definitely get that in. A bunch of stuff about the class, etc., etc. Scrolling all the way down here. Grading. So grading is going to be out of 1,000 points. Weekly assignments, we're going to have midterm, scaffolding assignments, argumentative essay, final, etc. And so the points systems are going to be here, right? A typical grading scale, as usual. What should I do if I start to fall behind? Now, obviously, if there is some, dire circumstances happening, please let me know. But barring anything crazy that, I will ask for verification for, the class is just going to keep chugging along. It's an online course, right? So you have to make sure that you're pacing yourself and you're getting things in on time. You're checking your due dates on time. I will keep sending reminders here and there, but ultimately it's from the students' perspective to always keep, being mindful, right, of assignments and due dates. Plagiarism, academic honesty, as usual. Please don't, cheat and submit work that is not your own. You will get caught and it will not look pretty. Late work policy. It is an online class, so late work will be accepted, but only up to 5 days. And every single day that it is late, there will be a penalty occurred. So within Canvas, I've already instituted an automatic grade penalty based off of the days. So if it's 2 days late, 20% marked off. If it's 5 days late, you only get half credit. This is to make sure that people are just keeping on moving with the course. After 5 days, no credit is going to be given after that. So make sure, once again, have your schedule, have your time set up, and hopefully things will go well. Etc., etc., etc. Let's look at the weeks. So I broke things down very neatly by weeks, right? So we're entering into week 1. And so we're going to be talking about these 2 chapters from our online text, right? The Renaissance, the rise of the nation states, and kind of moving forward on the weeks from there. Scaffolding assignments due, midterm, second scaffolding assignment, our paper, and our final. The interesting thing I changed mainly here for our summer semester is the flexible aspect. What do I mean by flexible for midterm? For our midterms and finals, because the entire COVID situation is being hectic. It is an online class. Instead of giving you 1 day and like a specific 2-3 hour period of time to take your exam, I'm making it more flexible. So here for the midterm and the final, you have all weekend to finish the exam, and find a specific amount of time to finish it, right? So let's say if Saturday works best for you, you pick that 2-3 hour slot and you finish the exam. If Friday from 10 to 12 p.m. works best for you, then, finish it during that time. But be mindful that whenever you start the exam, the counter is ticking and you must finish it within those couple of hours, right? You can't just leave for a few hours and then come back and want to finish the exam. But I added this little bit of flexibility because times are tough right now, and so I want to be accommodating to everybody, and any potential issues that might come up. I think that's it for now. I can't really think of anything else to go through for kind of like first week rundown of the course. Things are going to be in our modules here, right? As usual, like I said, I'm going to post up our lecture with video here, our modern discussion lecture, kind of like a discussion there. And so, I'll post up some videos. And yeah, we can kind of get started from there. But if there's any questions, please let me know. Please feel free to email me. Message me on Pronto once our Pronto is going to be up. I believe it's going to be up starting on Monday because Pronto takes a little bit extra time to start integrating the GCC classes into the system. But feel free to message me on Canvas as well. But either way, thank you all so much for being here and listening to kind of this general rundown, right, of the course. And I'm excited to see you soon.